right, listen. Do you want to just glance over last weekend's results? I was asked by the Arsenal supporter, Jason, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, not to talk about Arsenal. They know it's kind of like if you start talking about Arsenal, you're not telling an Arsenal supporter what they don't already know. In fairness,
yeah, true. It is true. That's it's unfortunate for them.
They're in a weird spot, and I don't want to fucking, you know.
I suppose it's easy to bash someone when they're down.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's very easy to shit on something when you know it's kind of wounded or it's not at its strength. So it's a little bit. It's a cheap shot, you know. Yeah. I was reading some of the reports. He says that. I mean, I don't know how true it was because you only seen a bit of the game. That United started off well, but seemed to play like a bit cocky. Just like this is it, like as in the attitude of this is easy. That's now I didn't see it, so this is just going off what journalists wrote. It appeared that they played cocky, and then all of a sudden, you can see it.
Like I know there's a lot of debate around Pogba what he does, but you have to rein it. You have to get him like dialed in.
I think he's gone. The thing is, though, his strength is for me looking at him as a footballer, like even playing locally or whatever. He doesn't like responsibility. He needs a free role. No. He just needs just go.
But when he was at Juventus, he had some midfield really, Marquisio, Pirlo, and Vidal.
And then when you hear him saying, "Oh, he's amazing for France," he's probably because he has Kante beside him in the midfield, fucking sweating his arse off.
The midfield of France is a load of runners, you know.
Yeah, water carriers.
Everybody's running around. I mean, even Griezmann and Rabiot, who are flick players, are doing all the leg donkey work, you know.
That helps Pogba's game. That like he doesn't have to think about it, which is fine. But you got to deliver, and he seems to deliver in free roles.
Everton and Leeds, which was great, it was a ding dong.
Everton Leeds, yes. I caught the first half of that, and I was like, oh shit, I had to go out, and I was like, this is a good game for a neutral fan. And it definitely was.
What was your man like though? Calvert-Lewin celebrating in front of the Leeds fans. You know, where did that come from? Like it's not like Leeds and Everton have this big.
They could have been lashing him over.
West Ham are very good on Monday night.
West Ham were very good. Yeah, I watched that game, and I'm telling you, they are a little bit of a dark horse for me. You hear me say it? If they keep their players fit.
If also Moyes doesn't lose his ball the way he's playing, he has to keep playing that way.
Yeah, you know? They play well. Now the thing is, though, I will say one thing.
As he goes into a shell when he goes away at clubs, bigger clubs, and tries to grind out, and they keep it to 0-0 and hopefully nick him 1-0. If he goes and plays that kind of way where he can make the pitch big and use Antonio's physicality and all that, and use the players around him, speed, not up the pitch a bit more, then you'd say, okay, he's learned, but I always think there's a chance that he just goes into a shell and he says, all right, I'll just try and take the 0-0 here, and then obviously, as soon as you do that, and you have your team set up and drilled for a 0-0 all week, and as soon as you score, the big team scores, whether you're Liverpool or whoever, or Chelsea, then you're done for, because if you come out and do that's completely foreign to what you were working on. So you talk set piece or something.
Yeah. Now we'll say though, see, this is where it gets a little grey. And
less nice red card. Man,
that's what I was just about to say. So I think it should be reined in slightly. It's against 10 men. Yeah. I think what's starting to kick in now, I think that you're starting to see the home advantage slightly
start to
come back to its original template. I do. I feel that. Now we're about to lean into, obviously, I know we didn't talk about Liverpool, and it was a good win for them. But I was asked to talk about transfers.
Okay.
Now the thing is, I'm going to bring up about
club by club.
It was from Mal actually, and he asked me, he always asked me, we need Liverpool need do they need like two ends? Now I'm gonna fucking bark on what I've been barking on about, not barking, but like a lot of the media have not talked about or talked about enough for me is like they're all talking about Gini Wijnaldum leaving and they're playing over 50 games, and I get it. I'm sure a lot of people out there would say the same thing. But I've, like I said to you on numerous occasions, if Liverpool did not have their injury crisis to the extent they did, Gini Lam would not be playing 50-odd games. He would have been playing 10 because because Fabinho and Henderson played fuck all games in their midfield. So it's very easy to say Liverpool need more midfielders. It's like, no, they have Henderson and Fabinho back. That's literally, when did Henderson get injured? He's out since March, wasn't he? Was it March, February, March?
February, I think it was.
So, I mean, that's literally
I think
40% of the season.
Ronaldo played most of it because also Thiago was out as well. I think, and to be honest, I think Thiago was brought as a replacement.
It looked like Thiago's brought in as a replacement, yes. And then Thiago had to change his role in the team because Henderson had to slot back into.
And Thiago changed his role in the team as well, and it didn't look that impressive because Fabinho wasn't there to protect the back four and let him play
and play strength for what he would have been signed for. So to get to push back onto the transfer thing, if I'll be honest with you,
I would say if Liverpool got an attacker, that's not a bad summer.
No, they got that defender in who's one of the most sought after young defenders in Europe. You know what I mean? They got him.
He's a prodigy. He's going to be
Konate is, I think that's the long term project for him. He's going to be Van Dijk long term.
And also they're signing up all the talent on extended deals. Yeah, that's a big as well. And now doing it during the summer, during the transfer season, it looks kind of churlish at times. They're celebrating a lad signing a contract that's a new signing, which is a bit. You could have done it all the last day. The window said all these lads have agreed new deals and all them, all in one job.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit.
But I get it if people are just watching Sky Sports all day.
I could see Liverpool bringing one attacker towards the end of the window, before the window shuts.
Possibly, but
they need it. They need it. It's the only hole in the squad. You can get away with Elliott and Jones and all this at times to cover the 10-8 slot behind the 3.
Yeah, I don't think that's short. I don't think that as short as people might think they are in midfield or defence. They're not that short. I mean, last year everyone.
I think Fabinho was the only specialist in midfield at what he does. The way I think everybody else is interchangeable. I know people love Henderson and all that and his energy. Yeah, he's very good at that, but it's not. There's a couple of other ways to skin a cat as well. The way they're playing in midfield, you don't always have to go full blast, press everybody like crazy.
Yeah. So I do think that, but I genuinely think that it's not the end of the world. For me, if you don't bring anybody else in, because they did bring a defender in, but I think to be a negative.
Simic has to look new son.
Yeah, he played twice last year or whatever it was. He got COVID and he didn't play.
And you can't Cup, he couldn't play because the defense wasn't there to.
Yeah, that's a good point. But the only thing I'd be worried about them is it might take them. Could take them 5 or 6 weeks to get everything oiled down within their team and everyone up to speed. You know what I mean? It's going to take Van Dijk 5-6 games. Human at the end of the day, Jesus. 5 or 6 games to get up to speed.
Big test Saturday against Lukaku. He usually does well against Lukaku.
Yeah, he's destroyed him in the past. But the thing is, is Van Dijk, he's probably only operating at 75-80%. I'm probably being kind. I'm probably way off, but that's what it looks like to me.
First half against Burnley, he looked human. Second half, he looked ridiculous.
It's gonna take. I mean, to not kick a ball in nearly God knows how long. It's gonna take time for sure. And the thing is, obviously, he is definitely regardless of the level he's at, he's an improvement on what they had last year. So that's a kind of healthy way to look at it from their angle. But so watch this space in the sense that I'd be shocked if Liverpool didn't sign one player. Well, I mean, no, they did, but another player because they all forget about Canada. Well, the thing is though, if Mbappe left PSG, they'd go in for Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's 7 short again, isn't it?
I think that's what it is. If Mbappe stays, Ronaldo's not going to PSG. I think it's as simple as Daniel Levy. What
Hang
the
on
hell, man? A gentleman's agreement. What the fuck? Who was advising Harry Kane to sign? Was it a 6-year deal he signed at the time?
His brother, wasn't
Fucking hell, man. Knowing who your chairman is.
you know? Yeah,
The only way around that with the bleeding, if you're signing anything above 4 years, you're a professional player. At the age he was at, you got to put a clause in your contract.
you already get away with a lockdown like that. A lockdown deal like that is to pull yourself out, and you just don't have the money to pull yourself out.
It's a clause. You just need a clause. You should have put 100 million in his clause, in his contract.
Yeah, and you clock that. You know, should have a clause in.
6-year deal, 4-year deal. No, then I don't need to put a clause. But at his age he was at, all of a sudden, if Dan Levy just turns around, because apparently he's a stubborn fucker, so he could turn around principle and go, I don't care about money. You're staying here to the end of your contract. And then all of a sudden, Harry Kane is 30 at the time, 31 at the, when he's finished his contract, and he'll have no ankles left on him. And all of a sudden, Harry Kane is at the end of his career. With I'm counting the injuries he has gathered along the way. He probably has let's be honest, he probably has 3 years, and I'm probably being kind because his ankles they're made of bleeding porcelain, you know.
Yeah, I know. That kind of deal is dead. And anyway, after what you said the other day, anyway,
yeah, it's dead. It's absolutely dead. Now, obviously, we can't leave City without obviously bringing up the Mendy news, which
that
is
stuff's you know, yeah, and it's a lot of stuff. You can't, you know, until he's innocent of foul guilty, he's charged, but you know,
yeah,
so you have to leave it there, really, with that sort of thing. It's you know,
yeah, that's a fair point, but the thing, it's like where it's 3 different people apparently. So, I said that's the thing. It's like if something's a one-off, it's like you know, it could be. But when you get a couple, it's like where's that line? Where's the line? Like,
I think that's something like that's not football related, and you kind of like leave it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's unfortunate. It's a fucking shame. You know what I mean? However it pans out, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible for the women having to go through it. You know,
yeah,
all this. You know,
terrible. Fucking terrible. Like you're right. I mean, we don't know what
you don't know what the facts are. You're only getting supposition. And also, it was up to take it to charge, but
so which means that the prosecutors.
I've done jury duty on a similar case, and I was head juror and all that, and it's not. You don't know. The charge can go so far.
Yeah.
But till all the evidence is there, you can't. That's when you shut it down. In that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then because it does become he said, she said, court, and then the barristers or the solicitor and the lawyers all have to prove, you know, what transpired and what happened, and then let's see, you have to see what evidence there is, you know, because there is these things are he said, she said until they get down to the nitty gritty of the stuff, you know, and you know, then
it's brutal.
It's brutal like that. This shit happens, and you know, we obviously didn't have people looking after him. You know, we let him.
Yeah, you know, like that's the thing. Like if this pans out not so good, who is he surrounding himself with?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you think about it, if that's your mate, I mean, God knows how much money he's making. It's like you'd grab him by the throat. What are you doing, buddy, man? What are you doing?
It's like Entourage. You watch that series, Entourage. Like, you know, you surround yourself with, so you always keep a buffer around you.
Yeah,
you know that way.
Keep those close mates that you grew up with that talk shit to you, because what are you gonna do? I'm not talking to you. You know what I mean? They're mates.
Yeah, exactly. And that shit, like, you know, and you know, Mendy's obviously the cash cow. You know the way, like he keeps falling the, you know, driving Lambos or something, whatever. You know, and you know, without him, you know, he no paycheck. He's a back. You know, he'll sell everything. You know that way.
Yeah.
Without him playing football, he's not gonna, like, he's at City, he's earned about maximum wage for left back. He can, you know.
Well, he's fucked if he's guilty, for sure, man. You know, he's gonna get on the Adam Johnson road.
Yeah.
They'll terminate his fucking contract. They'll just pay him out. Good luck.
If he's also, if you got a caveat, if he's found guilty, you know.
100%. Now, if he's found guilty, I wonder if it's written into their contract. Is it the contract just terminated? You get nothing after that. That's it. Don't breach a contract.
It's
surely all the clubs after the Adam Johnson thing were like, whoa.
Well, yeah, well, that was like that was far more murkier.
No, but I'm
Um,
saying, is there a case that like you're paying him your wages? Is he in breach of his contract?
contract. Obviously, you have a code of ethics to be signed as
Yeah,
well. Like like it's like
you got to
you're
behave a
signing.
certain way or whatever the hell.
It's like you're signing like basically you're signing a contract to play for a team. You're basically signing you're mentoring your body over to that team for a certain X amount of times. It's like signing a rental agreement on a house. If you start having fucking raves in the house in the
Wreck
middle
the
of the fucking
place. Yeah,
wreck the place and all that, and the neighbors,
you're liable. You're liable.
well, yeah, exactly. And you're breach of contract and you'd be fucking evicted. Same thing, that way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
And you
dark. Well, like you said, yeah, the caveat is like we'll see how it pans out and whatever the
see
hell.
well planned because these things can be he said, she said till you get all the evidence, and we don't have the evidence until the trial gets started takes place. So
Yeah,
you have to give the benefit of the doubt and see if all obviously suspend them to take him out of the limelight, as well. So we keep.
yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know the details of like time scales and shit.
And I think that can be the right thing for a club to do. Don't play someone when they're going through that shit.
Not fuck. Yeah, no chance.